Hello everyone, my name is Mark, and you are watching 24 Updates, your trusted source for breaking news, international affairs, and major global developments. Today, we are following a major diplomatic story coming out of Islamabad, Pakistan. This is a developing situation involving the United States, Iran, Pakistan, regional security, oil markets, and the future of diplomacy in one of the most sensitive conflicts in the world. According to the White House, United States Envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are preparing to travel to Pakistan for talks connected to Iran. The visit is being described as a serious diplomatic effort at a time when tensions between Washington and Tehran remain extremely high. But there is already a major twist. Iran says no direct meeting is planned between Iranian officials and the United States. Instead, Tehran says its observations and position will be conveyed through Pakistan. That means Islamabad is now becoming the center of a high-stakes diplomatic effort. Pakistan is being placed in the middle of a sensitive process where both sides may be trying to communicate without sitting face to face. This story is important because it comes at a time of rising military pressure, a blockade in the Strait of Hormuz, growing fears about global oil prices, and uncertainty over whether the conflict can be reduced through diplomacy. In this video, we will explain what has happened, who is involved, why Pakistan matters, what Iran is saying, what the United States wants, and what could happen next. Stay with us until the end, because the coming hours and days could be extremely important for the region and for the world. Breaking development from Islamabad. The latest development is that United States President Donald Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, and Jared Kushner are expected to fly to Pakistan on Saturday morning for talks linked to Iran. The White House has confirmed that the two envoys are heading to Islamabad as part of a renewed diplomatic push. This move suggests that Washington is still looking for a possible path toward negotiations, even as public statements from both sides remain tough. Steve Witkoff has been serving as a key envoy for President Trump, while Jared Kushner, who is also Trump's son-in-law, has often been involved in diplomatic and strategic discussions. Their planned visit to Pakistan shows that the United States is treating this channel seriously. The timing is also significant. The visit comes after weeks of rising tensions between the United States and Iran, as well as growing concern over the conflict's impact on regional security and the global economy. White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt said that the Iranians want to talk. That statement is important because it suggests that Washington believes Iran is interested in some form of communication. However, the situation is not simple. Iran has not confirmed any direct meeting with the United States. In fact, Iranian officials have clearly rejected the idea that Iranian and American representatives will meet face-to-face in Islamabad. This means the talks may not be direct negotiations. Instead, Pakistan may act as a mediator, carrying messages between the two sides and helping both countries understand each other's positions. For viewers watching around the world, this is a key point. The United States is sending envoys to Pakistan. Iran is sending its own message through Pakistan, but Tehran says there will be no direct Iran-US meeting. That difference matters. It shows that diplomacy may be happening, but distrust between the two sides remains very deep. White House position. The White House is presenting this visit as an opportunity for diplomacy. According to Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt, President Trump decided to send Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner to Islamabad because the United States wants to hear Iran out. She said the president is always willing to give diplomacy a chance. This statement is designed to show that Washington is not completely closing the door on negotiations. At the same time, the United States is trying to maintain pressure on Iran. Leavitt also said that Vice President J.D. Vance is on standby. This means that if the talks in Pakistan show real progress, Vance could also travel and become involved in the process. That is an important signal. It suggests that the first stage of talks may be exploratory. If there is movement, then the process could become more serious, with higher-level American officials joining later. But if the talks do not show progress, the United States may continue, with pressure and strong public messaging. The White House also said it has seen some progress from the Iranian side in recent days. However, officials have not given detailed information about what that progress means. This creates uncertainty. It is possible that Iran has sent messages through intermediaries. It is also possible that there are behind-the-scenes discussions that are not being publicly confirmed. What is clear is that the United States wants Iran to make major concessions, especially regarding its nuclear program. US officials have repeatedly said that Iran must abandon the pursuit of nuclear weapons and must do so in meaningful and verifiable ways. This phrase, meaningful and verifiable, is extremely important. It means the United States does not only want promises. Washington wants actions that can be checked and confirmed. For now, the White House wants to show two things at the same time. First, that it is open to diplomacy, and second, that it is not backing down from pressure. This is a classic diplomatic strategy. One hand offers talks, while the other maintains leverage. Iran's response, or Iran has responded carefully and firmly. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Esmail Bakai said that he and Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi arrived in Islamabad on Friday evening. He said Araghchi would meet high-level Pakistani officials. But Bakai made one thing very clear. No meeting is planned between Iran and the United States. He said Iran's observations would be conveyed to Pakistan. In other words, Tehran is saying that Pakistan will receive Iran's message and may pass it along, but Iran is not sitting directly with American officials. This position is very important because it allows Iran to maintain its political stance while still participating in indirect diplomacy. Iran does not want to appear weak. It does not want to look like it is rushing into talks under pressure from Washington. At the same time, Iran also does not want to completely close the door to negotiations. By using Pakistan as an intermediary, Tehran can communicate without giving the appearance of surrendering to US demands. This is why the Islamabad channel matters. It gives both sides space. For Iran, it provides distance from direct talks. For the United States, it provides a way to test whether Iran is serious about diplomacy. Iranian officials have also said that threats, sanctions, blockades, and military pressure are major obstacles to genuine negotiations. This is a repeated theme in Tehran's messaging. Iran says it is open to talks, but not under pressure, not under threats, and not while facing what it describes as hostile action. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has also indicated that Tehran remains open to negotiations, but he has pointed to breach of commitments, blockade, and threats as obstacles. This means Iran is framing the situation as one where diplomacy is possible, but only if the United States changes its approach. So, both sides are saying they are open to some form of negotiation, but both sides are also setting conditions. That is why the Pakistan role becomes extremely sensitive. Pakistan's role as mediator. Pakistan is now at the center of this diplomatic effort. Islamabad is hosting Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, while US envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are expected to arrive for talks related to Iran. Pakistan's role appears to be that of a mediator or message carrier between the two sides. This is not the first time Pakistan has been involved in regional diplomacy because of its geographic position, its relationship with Iran, its long-standing ties with the United States, and its importance in the Muslim world. Pakistan is sometimes seen as a country that can help open communication channels. In this situation, Pakistan may be trying to reduce tensions before the conflict expands further. According to reports from Islamabad, Pakistani mediators are cautiously optimistic. That phrase is important. It does not mean a deal is close. It means there is hope, but also concern. Cautious optimism suggests that officials believe some form of communication is happening, but the chances of a breakthrough remain uncertain. For Pakistan, This is a major diplomatic opportunity, but also a major risk. If Pakistan can help reduce tensions between the United States and Iran, it could strengthen Islamabad's international position. But if the talks fail, Pakistan could be caught in the middle of a much larger crisis. Pakistan has reasons to want de-escalation. Any major conflict involving Iran could affect the entire region. It could impact trade, energy supplies, border security, and domestic political stability. Pakistan also has its own economic concerns. Rising oil prices can create pressure on countries that import energy. Instability in the Gulf and the wider Middle East can create ripple effects for Pakistan and other regional states. This is why Islamabad may be pushing for a diplomatic solution. It has an interest in preventing escalation. At the same time, Pakistan must carefully balance its relationships. It has to deal with Iran as a neighbor and regional player, while also maintaining relations with the United States. That balancing act makes Pakistan's role complicated, but potentially valuable. Why Islamabad matters. The choice of Islamabad as the location is significant. Islamabad is not just a neutral site.